Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, June 9th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $, ORION or the YouTube Super Chat right here. Live from the UFC Apex Center in Las Vegas, NXT Battleground. We're going to start here in about 5 minutes. Today's been a good day. Obviously, we had the Mariners going to extra innings and finally ended up beating the Kansas City Royals. So obviously, my Sunday started off on a good note. Ended up watching a little NASCAR Cup Series there in Sonoma. Congratulations to Kyle Larson. And now we are here in the Whoop That Trick era. I am ready for NXT Battleground, and we're going to be here live for the next 2.5 to 3 hours. And then starting Monday, we're going to have a 4-game set against the Chicago White Sox and the Seattle Mariners. I'm ready. Let's go. And then following this particular wrestling pay-per-view, and the main reason that I wanted to do this is just to kind of get the juices flowing and get the energy going, because obviously next Saturday, I believe, we're going to have WWE Clash at the Castle 2024. Drew McIntyre, I see you. I'm very excited about that pay-per-view, but again, since the other events were earlier this morning, I figured this is the perfect time. I'll still be probably tuning in to the Mavericks and the Celtics. Sounds like Luka is a little bit hurt. Boston is at home. They won in a big blowout because of Kristaps Porzingis, and I would assume the Celtics will win game number 2. I wouldn't say the Mavericks are completely out of it unless, the Luka injury is serious. If it ends up being serious, then they're done. But if he ends up coming back, the Mavericks can fight back and win a couple at home and tie it up 2-2. But we are here live from UFC, the Apex Center, Las Vegas, NXT Battleground. Let's go. I am ready. Odin in the building. What's good? Hockey from home in the building. What's good? Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. And if you guys have the Peacock Network, turn it on right now, because NXT Battleground will be starting here roughly in about 3 minutes. Let's go, baby. I am ready. And they didn't have any matches on the pre-show. Just been talking here for like the last hour. So got everything settled in. Got my 2 walks in. It's been pretty hot. I got a few walks in with Paisley this morning and obviously a couple hours ago. And I'm ready to be locked and loaded for some wrestling. NXT Battleground 2024. And we're going to be going here in just a couple minutes. Let's go. Get your beer, get your booze, get your snacks. Should be a good one. And the thing is, I think people don't realize, unless you're really uber hardcore on the wrestling side, when they end up doing NXT takeovers and NXT Battlegrounds, even though you might be a pretty well-versed wrestling fan, you would be surprised, even though the names are a little bit lower and you may not recognize every single name that you see, NXT takeovers and NXT Battlegrounds, they live up to the billing. They end up being a quote-unquote smaller pay-per-view, but if you actually watch the matches, they're almost just as entertaining as some of the WWE pay-per-views throughout the year. Now, it may not be as big as a WrestleMania or a Royal Rumble, or a Money in the Bank, something of that nature, right? Or a SummerSlam. But as far as like the lower tier pay-per-views that they sprinkle in throughout the year, I think that the NXT Battlegrounds and the takeovers match up. And honestly, if we go back to the black and yellow era with like Adam Cole Bay, when they used to have the yellow ropes, that when NXT was number 1 over SmackDown and Raw a few years back around that COVID period, if you go back and look at some of those NXT takeovers in Toronto and New York, I mean, those pay-per-views ended up being some of the best for the entire year, even better than a lot of the WWE main headline pay-per-views. So I'm very excited to see what we get here tonight. So get locked and loaded. Turn the Peacock Network on. I got it here in the studio, and I am ready. And I believe we have 6 matches on the card here tonight. And I'm definitely excited to be able to see Whoop That Trick with the Trick Williams and All Ego Ethan Page getting signed over from AEW. And then now here in WWE, a.k.a. NXT. Let's go. Sarah in the building. What's good? Lots going on. Mariners and Royals were on this morning. We had a NASCAR Cup Series Sonoma. And then now we got NXT Battleground 2024 Las Vegas. The Mavericks and Celtics are on right now. And then you also got the Dodgers and Yankees on. So a pretty good, slate of what's going on to kind of cap off your weekend as we go into Monday. And I wanted to make sure I was going to take the day off, but I figured this is too good to pass up. Plus, it'll get me kind of, excited and ready for obviously next Saturday when we end up going for WWE Clash of the Castle. Let's go. Yeah, it was scary because it was very back and forth, and every time we took a lead, and I thought, oh, the Mariners are going to win because we lost the first 2 games in the series. Then they had a big home run to answer, and then it went into extras. They had a big home run in the bottom of the 9th, big home run in the 10th, and I was like, uh-oh, we might end up losing this, but we ended up finding a way to get it done. And again, we have never been swept in 2024, so we were very close of getting our first sweep from the Kansas City Royals. But honestly, if you get swept by the Royals, I don't think anyone is really going to be that angry or mad. The Royals are one of the top 8 teams in Major League Baseball. I think the Mariners are one of the top 10. The Royals are better than us. I'll give them that. But it's nice that George Kirby had a good outing. Didn't have the 9K performance like he did against the A's, but he was very efficient. And I'm starting to get a little bit more belief in George Kirby getting back to his former self, that dominant self that I'm used to seeing. All right, here we go, baby. I saw that Teoscar Hernandez and Aaron Judge both homered twice last night, so I ended up tuning in for a little bit of that matchup yesterday. Good series, but again, no Juan Soto. So if you don't have Juan Soto, the chances of the Yankees winning these games, not as likely as people think. Even though if the Yankees are at home, so they played, this is the 3rd game in the set. Man, I got to go look at the stat line here real quick. Let's go, baby. And make sure you smash that like button for you, boys. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. And again, I'll be watching the Mavericks, Celtics at the same time, as well as the Dodgers and the Yankees. So Dodgers won 2-1 on Friday night on the road in 11 innings. And then yesterday, obviously, the Dodgers mollywopped the Yankees, right, as we see Sexy Red here. Now, you can definitely tell NXT and WWE are definitely trying to cross over, and they're trying to grab the attention of the younger fan base that maybe doesn't really care about wrestling, but they care about Sexy Red. So that's why they're kind of dipping into the social media. Not only people that are social media stars, but rappers, singers, entertainers. Am I a fan of that? Not necessarily, but if it's something that they feel that's going to bring them more money, more ratings, and more merch is going to be able to be sold and more people can see, then so be it. So Yankees now are up 2-0, but will they be able to hang on? We'll find out and see. Odin in the building. How are you, my brother? I'm very excited about NXT Battleground and WWE Clash of the Castle for Drew McIntyre next Saturday. So we'll definitely be doing that. And the main fact that pay-per-view is next week, that's the main reason that I'm doing this one here today. And again, whoop that Trick Williams, going against All Ego Ethan Page. I'm definitely wanting to see what goes on there. And I believe we have 6 matches on the card. So that's good. You don't want too many. Around 5 or 6 is perfect, because anytime they end up doing, like in the Vince McMahon era, when you would do like 8 or 9 matches on the card, and 2 or 3 of those would be filler matches, a lot of times those filler matches would be garbage. They would be like a 5, a 6, or a 7, and it would bring the overall number of the pay-per-view down. So I think that they've learned that, yes, it's going to make some wrestlers irritated that are not a part of the pay-per-view each month, but again, less matches has a better chance to be able to hit at a higher number at the end of the day. It's better to have quality over quantity, just like friends, right? Better to have the quality friends and have a couple really diehards than to have a bunch of acquaintances, obviously they're supposedly being your friend, but you can't count on them. Big facts. Let's go, baby. And like I mentioned on every single stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of people go through on the daily basis or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness, make sure you're making some minor adjustments to your daily routine, your diet, your exercise. Go for a walk, listen to music, hang out with friends, spend time where you feel appreciated and heard, like the NWSF. And that way you can climb out of the darkness a little bit quicker and you can win the day. Big facts. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Appreciate you, Odin. Thank you so much. And again, I got a lot of bills, and we had an underwhelming stream yesterday. Mariners ended up getting their ass kicked, and I knew it was an early afternoon start, so I knew it would be maybe a little bit lighter. But thank you so much. We're at 10, 90 to go. Appreciate you, Odin. Odin, son, with a tenor. Appreciate you, my guy. 90 to go. Let me know what you want to do for photos. Bray Wyatt or anything in between. It doesn't even have to be necessarily an NXT wrestler. It could be anything you want, music related, wrestling related, whatever you want that's going to make a smile on your face. You let me know, and I got you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let's go. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Megan in the building. How are you? I saw the post that you sent. I was actually going to send you the same exact post, but I figured, since we're on a time difference, that you would send it to me. But I did end up seeing that on my timeline. Congratulations to the Coachella Firebirds. I like seeing, the lower division of the Kraken doing big, big things. Very excited to be able to see what happens there with the Calder Cup. Let's go. We got Mavericks, we got Celtics, we got Dodgers, we got Yankees, we got NXT Battleground 2024, Las Vegas, from the UFC Apex Center. Let's go. Reefer in the building. What's good? I sent you the message in the morning, and I already know more than likely you're going to see it if you follow me on Twitter/X with my notifications and just like my posts. But I figured I would just, anyone that I know that loves wrestling, and if I'm not really sure what they have plans for the day, I might reach out and just, let you know, hey, I'm going to be live. If you want to hang out and watch together, cool. If you got other plans, that's cool as well. But I'm here, and I'll also be doing WWE Clash of the Castle next Saturday. And obviously that is going to be on at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So, all right, here we go, baby. Soruka, let's go. Yeah, I don't watch every single NXT pay-per-view, but normally if they end up doing a takeover or a battleground, I usually will tune in. I might not live stream it every single time, but again, a lot of times with the battlegrounds and the takeovers, they end up being a little bit better than people think. Again, it's like the names are not as recognizable as like a SmackDown or a Monday Night Raw roster, of course, right? But as far as the quality of the matches and the unique move set, double team moves, triple team moves, and just being fast paced, it usually ends up being, I would say most of the time, the pay-per-view overall for a takeover or battleground usually ends up being like an 8 or a 9. Most pay-per-views don't end up hitting a 10 anyways. So it's right up there with a lot of the pay-per-views that you're going to see on the WWE main roster. But obviously next week's is the big one, obviously with Clash at the Castle. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Cowboy, what is cowboy candy? Is that something like dispensary? Is that dispensary candy? Is that what we're talking about? I agree. And Odin, let me know what you want to do for photos if you want to see anything, and I got you. We're at 10. Let's get to a hundo. You boys got a lot of bills. Like I said, I just had to end up getting a big old bag of dog food for Paisley, which was $80. That kind of put me in the hole. And again, I got a couple bills that are just right around the corner with the internet bill, just to be able to continue to do this streaming. Mishin in the building. What's good? And then I obviously have another one coming up right after that as well. So anything that anyone can do to help your boy out, to take care of Paisley Pup, and just the daily routine would definitely be greatly appreciated. Let's go. Tyler Bate. Okay. What is cowboy candy, a.k.a. candied jalapenos? In essence, a sliced jalapeno pepper that are simmered in sweet pickling brine consisting of sugar, honey, apple cider vinegar, and seasonings like garlic powder, turmeric, and chili. That actually sounds really good. A little spicy, but it sounds good. Let's go. And let's try to get to 20 likes on the stream. And then again, 100 on the dono. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. And again, if you're on the Twitter/X side, hop over to the YouTube side, smash the like button for your boys so that way we can hit that number. We need 3 more to get to 10, 1 more to get to 10, and hopefully we can get to 10 here within the first 30 minutes and then pick up the other 10 in the rest of the pay-per-view. Let's go. All right, let me turn this up. Hopefully I don't turn it up too loud. How loud is too loud to turn on a volume on a TV? 80? That's probably as high as I should probably go. Let's go. And anyone that wants to keep up to date with the Mavericks and Celtics and Dodgers and Yankees, you can type that onto the chat as well. I'm definitely will be interested in that. Lash Legend. But a big Mariner win against the Royals, winning only 1 out of 3. But I'm glad we got to win that in extra innings. Then I got to watch NASCAR Cup Series there in Sonoma. Congratulations to Kyle Larson. Seems like Chase Elliott is kind of in the shadow of Kyle Larson and William Byron. I don't know if Chase is ever going to get back to where he was, before that accident, when he ended up, doing the whole snowboarding, skiing thing, last year where he ended up missing some time. He hasn't really been the same driver since. Yes, I've seen him win a race and I've seen him, win on the Xfinity side, but he's not as dominant as he used to be, which is a little unfortunate, but I'll still be rooting for him. All right, Lash Legend, I see you. Let's go, baby. And I was a little disappointed that the Celtics and Mavericks was such a blowout in game 1. But when me and Sarah and a few others, we were talking about it, Kalani Jordan coming down into the ring, I figured Boston would win game 1 at home, possibly game 2 at home as well. Not necessarily thinking that, Jaylen Brown and, Jason Tatum are better than Luka and Kyrie, but just the home court advantage with the crowd and the energy. A lot of times when you end up getting to the Western or Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals, you really rely on the crowd to give you that juice and that energy. But I already knew it was going to be the X factor would be the role players. And what was the best role player? And I figured it would be someone like a Kristaps Porzingis. It was, and the Celtics blew out the Mavericks. And I feel on the NHL side, it's going to be a little bit more competitive. But with that being said, the Florida Panthers yesterday blew the shit out of the Edmonton Oilers 3-0, which really didn't surprise me, but I figured it would be like 3-1. And we'll see if that one ends up going 6 or 7, obviously on the NHL Stanley Cup Finals as well. All right, here we go. It's a free-for-all. Okay, into the ropes. Ooh, nice armbar there. Lash Legend looks huge out there. I wonder how tall she is. She's not built necessarily exactly like a Bianca Belair or a Jade Cargill, but she's got some good physical attributes. Oh, they're getting the weapons out here. Okay, get the ladders then. Okay. Oh, Jacqueline, good choice. Good choice. Oh! She's 6 foot. Okay, she looks like it. I was about to say she looks 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1". How tall is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? They got to be around that same height as well. Oh, nice double team clothesline outside of the ring. What the hell is going on? Tell him, Booker. I told you we're a little bit more confined here tonight. What's going on? Look at the monitor. I just gave you one. Kalani Jordan dropping Ruka. Hey, look at Jordan. Oh, baby. Kalani Jordan with the high-flying move. Let's go. Oh, baby. Oh, see, I'm telling you. NXT Battleground, go! NXT Battleground and takeovers. You might not know all the names. You might not watch NXT on a regular basis, okay? But as far as like kind of an ECW vibe, AEW kind of hardcore vibe, it gives you those vibes. And again, Sometimes it's not about the big names. It's about the fast-paced wrestling that's entertaining to the fans. That's why I was such a big fan of ECW back in the day. Not that I didn't like WWF or WCW. You know, I'm NWO. I got the shirt on because I'm NWO for life, baby. Oh, yeah. But I always preferred that hardcore wrestling, the fast-paced wrestling, you know, the lucha libre, you know, type of style, you know, like you had with the cruiserweight division in WCW, but obviously with ECW, you know, nothing was off limits, and you just never knew really what you were going to get yourself into, especially in a match that includes weapons. Let's go. I got one here for you. Woo, Jacqueline, baby. Let's go. And it's cool when they incorporate the weapons and you got 6 ladies out there. So you know you're going to see some, you know, double team moves, triple team moves, and there might even be some moves that incorporate all of the ladies, all 5 or 6. Oh, man, she hit on her head and neck there. Wow. The ladies are bringing the athleticism. Let's go. Hell yeah. Way to come out of the gates at NXT Battleground Las Vegas with a bang. Let's go, baby. Very entertaining. Wow, Bianca's only 5'7". Must be just all those muscles then. Ooh. She tried to Air Jordan it right there. She was not even close. Oh! Off the louder with the butt bump. Wow. Okay. And that's the cool thing when you end up having matches on Battleground or on takeovers. You know, there's a good chance and a good possibility, regardless if they use weapons or not, you're probably going to see something that you haven't seen before or you haven't seen in quite some time. And that's what it's about for me. Fast-paced wrestling, you know, get the crowd involved and give me something that, you know, is double team move, triple team move, you know, something I haven't seen before or haven't seen in a while, and give me some innovation. Give me like an inverted suplex, something a little bit different with a little flair and a little flash. Here we go. Oh. That's a good question. Yeah, let me see. Let's see. I'll save it. Oh, I like that one. I'll save that, and then I'll send it to your Twitter, and then I'll pull it from there. That's a good one. Oh. She's got her on the Cobra Clutch. Mishin says, I need to breathe. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. And yeah, that is a very good question. Oh, baby. How many Cobra Clutches do you want, baby? I think this one will fit the screen too, based on what you sent me. Let's see. There we go. Oh man, old school. Awesome. There we go. Good. You know, obviously it had enough of a dimension to fit the screen. Sometimes they don't, but there we go. Hell yeah. Good choice, man. I always like being able to see like the old school vibes. Kalani's close. Uh-oh. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Some like inverted surfboard, but on the fucking ladder. There we go. Like, these are the things that I look forward to so much, you know? Like something as simple as just like a double team move like that. You just don't really see it anymore. It's all, oh. It's all about the innovation. You know, give me something innovative. Nice little torture rack on the ladder, baby. Ooh. All right, Ruka. Oh. Chaos everywhere. And we got the NXT chants from the crowd. And I guarantee most WWE fans probably don't know any of these six ladies or not very familiar with them, but they're putting on a show. All the ladies going for the title. Ooh, stiff. Lash Legend's got to look. She looks like she could be on the main roster, like on Raw or SmackDown at some point. Oh, big forearm. Yeah, I definitely need to watch more of these ladies before I have a real firm opinion, on all of them and the future and whatnot. But based off just the initial, 20 minutes. So, Lash hanging on. This lady's got the athleticism, that's for sure. And it's crazy to think of the athleticism that a lot of the ladies have now compared to some of the ladies. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, off the ladder. That was awesome. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. I mean, this already is a 10 because you've already seen 2 or 3 moves that you've never even seen before. And I don't know who's producing these matches and who's like helping them with the choreography with it, but whoever it is deserves a fucking raise because we already know WWE has been much better when we're past the Vince McMahon era with the camera angles. Everything has been shot so much better, but the innovation, wow. Nishin, I see you. That spinning DDT. But to have the 5 ladies pick up one individual and then not only to toss her out of the ring, but on the ladder. I mean, come on. It's definitely giving me ECW vibes. Wow. This match is a 10 so far. Oh! Wow. And I can usually tell, on how many times that, they have those big spots and those big moments. Awesome, man. And again, if you're not, watching Battlegrounds or takeovers that often, and if you don't watch NXT at all, right? At all, right? And you're watching SmackDown and Raw, if these are the ones to be able to pay attention to. So that way maybe it'll give you an interest to watch NXT a little bit more. Solid match to start off the pay-per-view. Very solid. Oh! Oh! My goodness. She is so athletic. I mean, you don't even see guys do that. Wow. I mean, I've already seen like 6 moves that I've never seen before or I haven't seen in a long, long time. And not necessarily even done by women. It was by men. Wow. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for this first match. Incredible. Oh, RVD on the ladder. Let's go. Oh, I don't think I would have predicted her. All right, Kalani. That was super entertaining. That was incredible. And, and like I said, that's why when you end up watching like slower matches with like bigger names, and people get bored and they lose interest. Yeah, you might have a big name, but if it's just like punch kick, body slam, leg drop, DDT, we've already seen that. That's like the Hulk Hogan era back in WWF in the 80s and 90s. Nobody wants to watch wrestling like that anymore. Wow. Oh, on the ladder. Incredible. Lash legend. She needs a backiotomy. Boom! With that spinning DDT by Mishin there. Like, way to maximize. Oh! The use of the props. Look at it. Double. Oh, baby! I love it. That Soul Snatcher is sick. Kalani there with a little RVD. Wow. Incredible. What an opening match. And shout out to Odin and Lauren for helping out on the Twitter/X. You got a Twitter/X account. Do your boy a solid and like and retweet the stream. Appreciate that. True North Trident has done that as well as Megan. So if you guys have a Twitter/X account, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the live stream there. That'll help us get more people here in the stream. Wow. Incredible start. I mean, if you got to think, like, yeah, we might not know who all these people are, but as far as like the fast-paced entertainment, that was one of the best opening matches I've seen on NXT, AEW, or WWE in a long time. That was solid. Awesome, man. Man, I hope the rest of the pay-per-view will be like that. Jesus. All right, let me tune in. I'm going to tap into the Mavericks and Celtics here, as well as the Yankees and Dodgers. Let me see what's going on here. What are we looking at? See if I can watch all three things at once. Dallas up by a few here on Boston in the first quarter. And I would assume the Yankees are still up, but let's see. Shohei Ohtani up. That's 2-2. Yankees and Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani in the box. Ohtani popped out. Porzingis on the line. Game one, he was the hero. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. And again, if Porzingis doesn't have a huge game like that, Boston doesn't win. All right, I think I'm good. I think the internet connection is good enough for me to watch everything. I can stream. I can watch the basketball game and the baseball game and the wrestling at the same damn time. Let's go. You got to multitask. And I'm getting a little bit further along. Thank you, Reefer. Appreciate the like and the share on there as well as Sarah. But I'm getting further and further along on Sons of Anarchy since I never really watched it from beginning to end. And so I just started to start it, a few weeks ago from season 1, episode 1. So good. I mean, I watched Mayans Motorcycle Club, from beginning to end. And obviously I should have probably back in the day started Sons of Anarchy, but I felt that if I was going to watch that show, I have to watch it from the very beginning, not just watch it while it was on. So, but it's crazy, man. It's just as good as I thought it was going to be, and maybe even a little bit more. I think I'm on season 4, so I got a few more seasons to go before that one ends. We're at 10. Let's get to 100. 90 to go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's get those likes up as well. And hopefully we can hit 10 here sooner than later, and then we can shoot for 20. We need one more to get to 10. Hopefully we can get some of the people hopping over from the Twitter/X side to come over and hang out. Looks like it's pretty even. I know Luka is banged up, but he's out there. 13-12 Mavericks. All right, let me adjust all my screens here. Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers and Yankees as well. Slush in the building. What's good? This is a great weekend, man. Anytime I can watch three, main things at the same time, I got to take advantage of watching all of the events. Oh, it's fadeaway by Luka. Woo! What a fadeaway by Luka. And Dodgers are up, 2-0 in the series. So Yankees are trying not to get swept. But again, no Juan Soto. It's going to be very difficult to be able to beat the Dodgers, even at home. Shows you how much of a difference that Juan Soto makes offensively and defensively for the Yankees there. And for the Mavericks, they're going to need someone other than Luka and Kyrie to be able to step up, just like Porzingis did for Boston. It seems like the role players for the Celtics are a little bit better than the role players for the Mavericks. But again, even if Boston goes up 2-0 in the series, it's not impossible to think that the Mavericks can't win the next two at home when they go in front of their fans in Dallas, because that crowd will be rocking there. And they'll definitely be getting a lot more of the home court calls, for Luka and Kyrie in Dallas rather than in Boston. So. I did not. Who's the lineup for the Fan Fest? Did you send it to me? Man, that's Soul Snatcher. That's Soul Snatcher. Incredible. And there is Las Vegas. It's been a great host of Nxt Battleground. 18-14 Mavericks. I guess I'm going to be kind of following all of the events at the same time. Keep everyone up to date. But I got everything going on. Nxt Battleground, NBA Finals game number 2, Mavericks and Celtics, and we got Dodgers Yankees. What a great weekend. That's a solid 3 events. And then I'll also be live starting tomorrow for the Mariners and the White Sox for a 4-game set. And then on Saturday, we got WWE Clash of the Castle. Drew McIntyre. I am ready. Wow, Jeter, Brady, KD, Sabrina, go Ducks, Eli, Peyton, Hogan. Holy shit. Vaynerchuk, Cody Rhodes, Ripley, Cal Ripken, Jerry Rice, Iverson, Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, no way. Barry Sanders, Lundqvist, Carmelo, Pete Alonso, Ozzie Smith, no way. Andy Pettit, Andre Dawson, no way. Matsui, Jeff McNeil, Thurman Thomas, no way. Vinny Testaverde, Jalen Rose, McGrady, Johnny Bench, Ocho Cinco, Vic. Wow. That fan fest is incredible. I don't think I have ever seen a quality group like that. Like, even some of the lower name guys are incredible. Wow. That's got to be like maybe the best I've ever seen as far as a signing. The Good Brothers. My God, Odin. I've never seen a fan fest list like that before, with all the, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, incredible, and wrestling. Unbelievable. Right. How much does it cost to go to that event? Jesus Christ. Man, if I was rich, I would definitely be going to that. There's no way. I mean, you have a chance to get more autographs and meet more famous people, legends in the wrestling or in the sport world than in any other location that I've ever seen. I've never seen something that deep. But again, it's in New York. So, of course, if it's a New York fan fest, that's going to be, incredible. Unbelievable list, man. Axiom, baby. Nathan Frazier, baby. Let's go. Do you have to pay a fee to get in, or is it free and then you just have to pay $50 all the way up to $4? Who's the most expensive autograph? Tom Brady? Like, who's the most expensive one out of them all? Shit, I would lose my mind going into a place like that. I'd be like fucking speechless. Not for every single person, but for a few of them. Oh, that's just to get in. 50 a day, 400 is all 3 days, and then you got to pay for the autographs on top of that. Oh, golly, you got to be rich. All right, here we go. Second match here for NXT Battleground. And obviously, you got a lot to live up to after those ladies tore the house down in match number 1. Dodgers 2, Yankees 2. Looks like it's in what, the top of the 6th. Ooh, what a chop. And then 22-16 Mavericks on the Celtics there with 2:20 left in the first quarter.
I don't think so. I've been watching Frazier and Nxt for the last year and a half. I've been there to say you got to just need something get together. That could be it.
Frazier and Axiom, show me something. Show me something. Nice speed. Oh. 2. Well, I like it. It's fast paced. Gallows and Anderson, man, those guys have been wrestling for such a long time. So much work in Japan. Nice little double team move there. 1, 2, 2. Freddie Freeman in the box. Ooh, Frazier with the fucking chop. I needed this too, man. You know, like, it's always nice to be able to cap off a weekend with like fun things to be able to like watch, but not only that, to be able to watch with friends and family and obviously you know, fans of the sport or the event that you're watching. We're just blessed to have 3 things going on at the same time that are all interesting. Oh, wow. Wow. The athleticism of Frazier. Jesus Christ. Incredible. Axiom. High cross body there. Oh, good counter there. Anderson. Luke Gallows in. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Let's try to get to 20 likes before the stream ends and 100 in the donos. Appreciate everyone watching on any platform, whether it's the Twitter/X or in the YouTube chat. Love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with your boy. Nice little fall away slam there by Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows would have made great NWO members back in the day. Oh, nice headbutt.
Side by side for the last 11 years. You know, they always say it's about the money.
22-20 Mavericks up on the Celtics with about a minute 30 to go. Dodgers 2, Yankees 2 in the top of the 6th. Oh, solid punch there. Anderson back in. Teoscar Hernandez just homered. God, he's on fire. Wish the Mariners would have kept him. And I imagine the Dodgers are very happy that, he started to blossom right away. And again, sometimes you just need a change of scenery and you don't have to be the guy that, is counted on game in and game out. You already have Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani. You can just be like the 4th best player on the team, right? And then no pressure. And just like that, there's another home run by Teoscar Hernandez. He is on fire. Good for him. Yeah, I got everything on right now. And I really like this ump cam that they have been implementing. It's so fire. I ended up seeing the Aaron Judge homers yesterday from the ump cam. That is something that they should use on every broadcast. It's really cool to be able to see that angle from the perspective of the batter. And then you can see the bat swing and connect with the baseball in the sweet spot. Oh, nice counter there, DDT by Axiom. But then to be able to see the trajectory of the baseball after it hits the sweet spot and then go into, wherever, into the home run area. Very cool. Hopefully that'll be something that they implement on the daily basis for, all baseball games, not just like ESPN Sunday Night Baseball or a primetime game like Dodgers Yankees. Frazier in. Missile drop kick. Sling blade. And a little back elbow. Oh, my God. Wow, that was clean. Whoa. Wow, Spanish fly. 1, 2, 2. Wow. Frazier's athleticism is unreal. Unbelievable. How you doing, Megan? How you feeling today? 27-25. Mavericks up on the Celtics with 0.1 left in the first quarter. Whoa. It's like unbridled chaos out of Frazier. You just don't know where he's going to go with that fast-paced action with his wrestling ability. My type of wrestler. Gallows and Anderson. Oh, nice little double team move. 1, 2, 2. Well, it would probably cost the most to meet Tom Brady anyway, so it'd be not even in the question anyways there. Oh, sit down power bomb. 1, 2. Ooh, 2. Axiom with that nice little drop kick there. Carl Anderson says, get the hell out of the ring. Good fast-paced action because usually the second match in a pay-per-view is usually the worst one. And obviously to come out with the 6 ladies, with the weapons going all cray-cray and, seeing some moves that I haven't even seen before, they brought that energy. And this match is actually, maybe not as, obviously one has weapons and one doesn't, but, they're bringing it though. Anytime you have a gimmick match, it can extend that number a little bit higher, based off the moves and things that you might not see normally. Uh-oh. Oh, nice counter. Oh, super kick. That was clean. Got him with the submission. Dodgers 3, Yankees 2. Still in the top of the 6th. Teoscar Hernandez, beast mode. Uh-oh. Oh. 1, 2, 2. Thank you, Odin. Appreciate that. NXT. Odin, Reefer, Sarah, Lauren, True North, Trident, and Megan. Thank you guys for the help on the Twitter/X. Appreciate that. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button on the YouTube channel side, please do. 2. Oh. Oh. What a choke slam on the apron. We got 35 people watching, but a majority of them are on the Twitter/X. We got to get a like button on that platform, baby. A like button, a chat button, and a dono button. Oh, off the top rope. 1, 2, 2. Does that surprise you at all, Sarah? But I told you, remember, right before it started, I said if no Juan Soto, they're not going to win. You know, as even if they have 5 more additional wins, you know, at that point going into the series, Juan Soto has been huge, you know, for the Yankees. And if you don't have his offense or his defense, that's a big blow for the Yankees. Nice double clothesline there on Gallows. Oh! Frazier, a little suicide dive. Oh, what do we got here? Tagged in. Axiom at the top. Nice! Super Spanish fly. Oh! Phoenix Splash, it's over. 1, 2. Wow. That was entertaining. Fast-paced. And obviously we know Gallows and Anderson aren't really that fast-paced of a type of wrestlers, but Axiom. Wow. That was solid. That was solid. First match was a 10. Second match was somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9. Solid. Fast-paced. Frazier was amazing. Axiom. You know, and obviously you got to see some, decent of the OG moves from the Good Brothers with Anderson and Gallows. So far, so good. Solid pay-per-view for as far as an NXT Battleground is concerned. Entertaining. 33-29, Mavericks up on the Celtics with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. 3-2 Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th. Aaron Judge in the box. Let's go.
Signed to NXT in 2020 and had big dreams of becoming a superstar, breaking out on my own. But my goals were a little too big too early. So I got myself a little brother and then a little.
See if I can pull up some photos here while we're waiting. Anything else, Odin, that you want other than the Jacqueline photos? See what other ones I can find, maybe some old school ones.
Success, and I thought I found who I was. Then it was time to break away and find success on my own.
I love you guys.
Love you too. I got my hand raised a few times. I was betting on myself, but when I think about it, what am I betting on? I have mayhem in the ring or in my damn mind.
Nice little action shot from back in the day.
Best believe I'm gonna find out.
All right, what match is next?
My entire life, it's always been ready. 5, 6, 7, 8. But now all I want to hear is 1, 2, 3.
I think the only downside to the NXT, pay-per-view overall is I don't know if any of y'all ended up watching the pre-show, but the female that's on the left, that does the pre-show, she's terrible. She was like stuttering. It was like, I don't know if she's brand new or if she's been the one that's been, but she does not seem like she is well versed in NXT at all, or wrestling for that matter. It was very, very cringy and hard to listen to. And there was probably about 6 fuck-ups within an hour. And, of course, if you're going to be representing WWE or NXT, you might as well have someone, male or female, that actually knows, how to speak properly and also knows what they're talking about. And I think that was really the only downside. Matches so far have been fantastic, but the pre-show was terrible. Whoever that lady is, she needs to hone on her skills a little bit, or they need to find another female or another male that can do a better job. All right, I'll get you some Bray.
Stay ready. One day it will be you. Your chance. A chance to represent my family, my culture, as the first Singaporean WWE superstar. And the response I received when I walked out, I will remember forever. It's those members of the NXT universe who watch.
We got an Asian persuasion sensation in WWE NXT. There we go, from Singapore. I love that.
As much as I love to bask in this victory forever, I'm hungry for another. Dante Chen is ready for whatever.
All right, Dante Chen.
Welcome everyone to the biggest event of the summer. For more than 35 years, SummerSlam has delivered some of the most amazing moments in WWE history. In 2026, once again, make history. See your seatbelt.
Boston just took the lead on the Mavericks, 36-35. Seems like it's definitely the intensity has been raised, and it looks like the Mavericks are playing a little bit smarter. And obviously, they're not going to let Porzingis take over the game like they did in game number 1. Oh, baby, Wyatt family. Great faction. No worries. You don't have to be into every single thing, that we do on stream. Sometimes it's just hanging out and being able to talk and just spend time with the goats together, Like, not everyone's going to like baseball or NASCAR or wrestling, It's all good. Dante Chen, huh? Odin, do you watch NXT on a regular basis? Or do you just like periodically check in once in a while? All right, what's the next match? Dodgers 3, Yankees 2. Runners on the corners with 1 out. And it looks like we're at a commercial break for Celtics and Mavs, game number 2 in the NBA Finals. Roxanne Perez, baby.
Against the Juggernaut, the TNA Knockouts champion, Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace. I like that they're bringing over some of that TNA love with the crossover. Love that.
Still to come tonight at Battleground.
Goats right there. I wish all these people were still alive. All right, what do we got next here? Oh, they're doing the underground next. Tap or nap? Shayna Baszler, Lola Vice. Tap or nap? All right, I'm going to look at some of the other scores that we got going on. And then I would assume that the Stanley Cup NHL final game number 2 will be tomorrow, I would assume. Yeah. Oilers, Panthers, Stanley Cup final game number 2 tomorrow. Wow, Yankees just went yard. Wow, that was big. Trent Grisham, third homer of the season. Was that a 3-run homer? Damn, Yankees just took the lead 5-3 after being down 3-2. Big. Holy shit. And I got everything still popped up here. I got both of the basketball and baseball here on the screen as well. Wow, what an unlikely hero. Former Padre Trent Grisham going yard. That's what happens sometimes. You put it right down the middle, you never know what's going to happen. Need 11 more likes to get to 20. Hopefully we can get that number before the stream ends. Obviously, a majority of the people are watching on Twitter/X out of the 41. So only a few on the YouTube side, but hopefully we'll get a few more. Hop in and just hang out. Celtics 36, Mavericks 35. Luka. Front rim is short. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Celtics up by 1. Yankees with a 3-run homer from Trent Grisham up 5-3 on the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th. And then we'll have Shayna Baszler. Tap or nap coming up next. Baszler and Vice, baby.
I'll get ready, Booker, but there is Khalil Roundtree Jr., the 8th ranked UFC light heavyweight. He's taking it historic night here in Las Vegas.
Khalil Roundtree, okay.
So the former UFC flyweight champion Brandon Moreno knows a little bit about making history. The first Mexican-born UFC champion. He's here as well. And are you ready?
All right, here we go. Shayna Baszler, Lola Vice. Coming out in the gi. Let's fucking go. Tap or nap. Let's go. And two wrestlers that definitely got done dirty by WWE. Number one, Shinsuke Nakamura, who's like 1 win and 40 losses. How are you going to do my man's like that? How are you going to do Shinsuke Nakamura like 1 win and like 40 losses, or no wins and 40 losses? Like that's embarrassing for the type of talent that he is. It's like, I get it if he's old and you're putting other guys over, but when he's still decently, like, you know, still in his prime, and Shayna Baszler never really got the full push that she deserved. And now, you know, as she's getting a little bit older in her career, they had to, you know, put her in NXT to kind of make her relevant again. And I get it. There's only so many spots, and there's always going to be new wrestlers from other, you know, organizations that, you know, they get signed and whatnot, but they definitely fumbled the bag with those two. This should be good. I mean, so far, you know, the matches have been solid. I mean, we haven't really seen a bad match yet. NXT Underground. Underground rules. No pinfalls, no countouts. The only way you can win is knockout, TKO, or submission. Tap or nap, bitches. All right, here we go. This is kind of cool. No ropes or anything either. So I'm saying, like, if you're a WWE fan and you're like, fuck this, I'm not going to watch NXT at all, you're going to be missing out, you know? Again, some of the names won't be as recognizable as the main roster on Raw and SmackDown, but again, they will trickle in, you know, some of the stars that, you know, maybe need a rebirth in their career, like a Baron Corbin or a Shayna Baszler and whatnot, and send them down to work with some of the young prospects on the NXT side. Yes. It's kind of like a inverted kind of UFC WWE type of match where you're going to be squaring up, but then there'll be some wrestling moves kind of mixed into the match overall itself, and then a little bit of the hardcore wrestling type of aspect on top of it too. Man, WWE is cooking, man. You know, like I said, just the camera angle changes, you know, getting Vince out of there. You know, it seems like everything is just falling into place. And I kind of feel bad for AEW and, you know, NJPW and, you know, Impact and all of the rest, you know, because again, you had a little time to be able to gain ground on WWE like AEW did during COVID. But I don't see WWE losing any type of steam moving forward. Like, this is going to be the, you know, the top of the top, the best of the best. And there's still going to be some wrestlers in those other federations that, you know, keep an eye on and whatnot. But the overall product of WWE is cooking. Yeah. Like, they should actually have like this type of style where if you're going to do a match like this, like make it kind of like UFC style where they're actually like punching each other hard, you know, and the you know, maybe they get cut open and whatnot. You know, if it's going to be a specialty type of match and you got like UFC type of people in it, you know, let them go after it, you know, because you don't necessarily need to see like the fake punches and the fake slaps, you know, let them go after it. You know, if they have to sign a waiver, and let them get bloody. Oh! Into the crowd. Down below. With the Lumberjacks. Ooh. So if that is true, does he go to AEW or does he go to like Japan and do like NJPW and surprise everybody? It's not like he's going to go to Impact. So you would assume it would be AEW, NJPW, you know, or he changes his mind and you know goes back to WWE. Or it was just bullshit rumor and then, you know, it was all fake news. She's like, on my face. And I like the camera angle changes. You know, they were doing so many different camera angles. It was like, you know, giving you like nausea, you know, because they were just doing so many, you know, that were unnecessary. You know, you want to be able to see the wrestling. You don't have to clip it, you know, every 1 second or 2 seconds and have this camera angle, this camera angle. And I'm really happy. That's probably the number one thing that you'll notice when you watch WWE now is that the camera angles with the wrestling, with the, you know, presentation of it all has been drastically improved. Like, you know, it was like a 4 before and now it's like a 10. Osprey and Ricochet, yeah. I saw that as well. Ooh, Luca from deep. 47-46 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter in the NBA Finals game number 2. Glad to see that Dallas is keeping up with Boston here in game 2 and it wasn't a blowout because, hell, that game in game 1 was over in the second quarter. That shit was boring. A lot of people turned it off. Tatum with the and 1. Shayna Baszler in the ankle lock there. Nice bucket by Kyrie. Knotted up at 49. A minute to go before halftime. 5-3 Yankees, runners at first and second. Trying to choke her out. Lola Vice is like, I'm going to try to break your ankle. Oh, big knee. I need to see some more physical punches and kicks. Don't give me a punch at 50%. Give me a punch at 85 to 90 if you're not going to go all 100 like UFC. Oh, back elbow. Oh, Baszler's like, let me beat up the dudes and the women. Oh my goodness. Oh, hilarious. Oh. You got to punch a little bit harder there. $54-49 Boston with 22 seconds left. 54-51 up by 3. Oh, nice counter into the steps. Oh, no, back elbow. Oh, it's over. All right, Lola Vice with the victory. I wish they would let him go a little, it's like if you're going to do a wrestling / UFC type of match or hardcore match, punch a little harder, because especially when you're punching at like 50% or less, it's like pointless. Like, give me that type of intensity there at the very end throughout the whole match there. A very unique type of match, and with the lighting all dim, with all the lumberjacks around the ring. Very innovative. Not as good as the other matches, but still somewhat entertaining, even though some of the punches were, 10%, 20%, almost glancing blows. But again, it's not a full, wrestling match or UFC match. So, hi, Paisley. You miss Dad? Come here. It was decent. I would say on a scale of like 1 to 10, that was, I don't know, maybe a 7.5, 8. Like I said, maybe not as good as an 8, but like 7.5, 7.9. Like, I don't know if I would give that an 8, but it was, as far as like the creativity and everything involved, with it, and the lumberjacks, I think that type of style with no ropes was, an 8, but the overall fighting in the match, it underwhelmed a little bit, but there still was some moments, but, probably a 7.5 on that one. But again, it could have been an 8 or 8.5 if they would have went all out. Like if they, just like signed a waiver, you get bloody a little bit, you punch each other. If someone actually does get knocked out, then, so be it. But if you would have, made it like that, then maybe it could have been as high as a 9, if we actually got to see a real KO or something, It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. 7.5. Could have been better. And again, some of those weak ass punches that were just like, that lowers it, Make it more believable, more sellable. Now Paisley's in here with us. All right, what is next?
My body is healed. The vision is strong. The path is illuminated. Eddie Thorpe has been reborn. I come from a long lineage of fighters. I have everything they had for every inch of this work they've done. That's true inspiration. I'm fighting for more than winning wrestling matches. I'm fighting for representation. I now lead the way, not only for me and my family, but for all Indigenous people with a dream. Now I return to NXT, reborn.
You like Eddie?
Mission to execute. My eyes open.
Make sure you guys take care of your mental health. Again, addiction, depression, anxiety. These are things that a lot of us go through on the daily. So just make sure that, you make those minor adjustments to your daily routine and you can end up winning the day. Big facts. I don't know how I really feel about this whole sexy red thing. You know what I mean? Like, again, you're trying to cater to a younger audience that likes hip hop. I get that, but I don't know. It just seems kind of out of place to me. You know what I mean? It's one thing to have like Logan Paul, or if you're going to have Bad Bunny, Pat McAfee, that makes sense. You know what I mean? But again, it's all about cross representation and they're trying to be able to cross promote and make money, and whoever is hot at the time, they're going to try to take advantage. You couldn't pay me anything to go see Sexy Red in concert. You could say, hey, I got front row seats for you, $1,000 seats. Wouldn't go. No way in hell. Overhyped. There's a lot of rappers that are better than her. I don't know. It just seems out of place to me. But again, if they're just trying to be able to make money and cross promote and whatnot, that's really what it comes down to. It's like, what's next? We're going to be able to see just random people showing up in wrestling events that have nothing to do with fucking wrestling. NXT Heat Wave, Toronto. That should be interesting. Maybe I'll do that pay-per-view. NXT TakeOver Toronto from a few years back in the black and gold era was fire. Adam Cole, baby, in that era. 5-3 Yankees still hanging on to a lead there in the bottom of the 7th. And then Boston is up 54-51 at halftime. Nice to see the Mavericks at least keeping up with Boston on the road.
We're going to be in Toronto together for Heatwave tickets on sale now. But what a night it's been here. UFC Apex has been made all evening long. We got a huge matchup coming up in just a matter of moments for the North American Championship. It's going to be contested.
We need 2 more people, 1 more person to smash a like button from either that Twitter/X side. We need some people from the Twitter/X side to hop to the YouTube channel and just smash that like button. And then if they want to go back, we got to get to at least 15 minimum. We're still sitting at 9. We need to get higher. If we can't hit 20 or 25, we got to hit at least 15. Bare minimum. And we're at 10, 90 to go.
Just change the combo game. New high products. Starting $6.99, it's the ultimate solo meal. Get a personal pan of pizza or melts and your favorite side. Combo like you've never comboed before. No one out pizza hut.
You have an excellent warranty.
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 Okay, gotta go.
You must have American Home Shield.
How'd you know?
I can tell your appliances and home systems are protected. Covered repairs and replacements are taken care of. Warranty never lies. Half of cookie dough.
American Home Shield. Don't worry, be warranty.
Introducing SUV carefully engineered with the power to move you further. Mazda CX-7 plug-in hybrid.
T-Mobile savings, take one. Here's the line. At T-Mobile, you get tons of benefit, and you can still save versus the other guy. Okay. Oh, T-Mobile, for all that you might stop. Just say it like this. At T-Mobile, you can save on every plan, and you get great benefits with agenda status. Agenda status. Yeah, I'll show you my agenda status. Okay, I'll just do it. Check out the T-Mobile savings calculator and see how much you can save. Right now, we'll even pay off your phone when you switch.
She's good. She's hanging out in here now.
What's that?
She misses Dad.
You're welcome.
She's so good for my life. It's hard to have a bad day when you have that type of connection, you know, with a pet family member. My daughter, my dog daughter. All right, what do we got next on the pay-per-view? What's next, Odin?
Light 'em up.
It's a beautiful day to fly.
Oh, you did? Nice. It's like you could just, you know, have a really rough time, and then, you know, when you can be around people or, you know, like a pet or whatever it may be, just, you know, good vibes, and it just changes everything. You know, all of the, you know, hardships and the struggles, they all disappear temporarily, and then you can just enjoy the time that you have. So that's awesome. I'm glad you got a chance to hang out with Big O from one O to another. Forrest Griffin in the building. Damn, he looks different. Yeah, Clash of the Castle next week. I'm ready. All right, here we go. Wesley. I like Wesley. Wesley is an entertaining wrestler. This should be good. And even though I don't watch NXT on a regular basis, I try to watch all the takeovers and the battlegrounds. And I've seen enough of Wesley to know that, you know, he's entertaining. And regardless if he wins or loses, it's going to be good. Howdy stuff on the 17th. Wow, 8-1 record for Wesley. Yes, Saturday. And then what time is it Saturday? Is it 10 a.m. Pacific for me, since I'm in Oregon? And then obviously in the Midwest, it'll be noon, East Coast at 1. Gallus Joe Coffee.
Tell me why some should consider Joe Coffey the favorite to walk out as champion.
Very simple. This kid has a championship mentality, Vic. He's always on the grind. He's Joe Coffey. Good to the last drop.
Yeah, I never even know that. You got your bingo card. Take it to the casino, trying to cash it.
Good to the last drop. Oh,
Show starts at 12 p.m. Eastern, so 9 a.m. Well, that might be just like the pre-show. Pre-show 11 a.m. Eastern. So pre-show is at 8 a.m. Pacific, and then the actual pay-per-view starts at 9 a.m. Well, I better wake up fucking early and make sure I get all my walks in with Paisley then, because I'm not missing that. It's crazy how many international pay-per-views they've had in the last 6 months. It seems like almost every single one has been an international pay-per-view. North American champion, Oba Femi. When you guys see Oba Femi on the main roster? Yeah, because I mean, I'm used to like, watching a pay-per-view on Saturday or Sunday at like 5 p.m. Pacific, like normal. And it seems like almost all of them have been, my time is the earliest. So it's like, 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I mean, for a lot of y'all that are in the Midwest and the East Coast, even if it ends up being early, it's still like lunchtime. It's like noon or 1. So if you're like hungover or you got shit you got to do the previous night, you can still wake up, and it's not like, oh, I have to go out of my way to wake up early to watch it. The only people that have to kind of wake up early and, extra early is us here on the West Coast. Trying to do a little double choke slam on Oba Femi. This should be pretty decent here. WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, yeah. Oh, Wesley. Nice athleticism there to Joe Coffey. And you got 3 different styles of wrestling in this match. You got like the heavyweight Ahmed Johnson with Oba Femi. Then you got with Wesley, it's like kind of more lucha libre, kind of a little bit faster paced. And then obviously with Joe Coffey, it's kind of a mixture of both. Not as fast as Wesley, but not as, strong or powerful as like an Oba Femi, a little bit in between. So a nice little contrast between these 3 different types of wrestlers, like lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. Oh! 2. Yeah, I think that was the only one, the Australia one, that I had to watch the replay because it was on at like 5 a.m. my time or something. That would have. I ended up waking up early though. I think I woke up at like 7 or 8 a.m. But I had to, watch it from the very beginning when I woke up. So. Heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight. Oh, here we go. We got double suplex. Wow, look at that. Good assistance there by Coffey and Wesley to help out Oba Femi there. 5-3 Yankees. Freddie Freeman in the box. And looks like we're just coming back from halftime for Celtics and Mavs. Oba Femi a little faster than he looks. Like Oba Femi, when you look at him, he looks like he'd be just dog shit slow, but there's a little bit more athleticism out of him than just by looking. He definitely has the look, for someone on Raw or SmackDown. $90 to go. We're at 10. Come on, Coffey. You got to make those punches look more realistic. Those punches look like that underground match from Baszler. Oh, there goes Wesley. Ooh, nice counter by Femi. And sometimes when you have matches like this where you have 3 different types of contrasted styles. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But again, if Femi is the heavyweight and he can move like a middleweight, then it'll be a little bit more interesting. And he's got the strength to do, a move of a super heavyweight where he can lift both of them up. Obviously, he has to have good leverage from the other two. Here we go. Hurricane Rana, maybe. Oh, wow. 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 Whoa. Femi with the strength. That was cool. I don't know if I've seen that before. All good. I appreciate that. I'll be live tomorrow for the Mariners and White Sox, I think around 6:30 Pacific. So let me take a look at the schedule. Nice tornado DDT by Coffee. Yeah, 6:30 p.m. on Monday. 6:30 on Tuesday. 6:30 on Wednesday. And 6:30 on Thursday. So it'll be 6:30 4 days in a row. Nice backbreaker by Coffee to Wesley. 57-57 Mavericks and Celtics. NBA Finals game number 2, third quarter, 9:40 to go. And then the Yankees and the Dodgers are going at it. Right now, 5-3. Yankees are up. And we're in the top of the 8th. Teoscar Hernandez on deck. Sidewalk slam by Coffee. Two. Shohei Ohtani doing some damage. 5-4 Yankees. It's showtime. That was pretty shallow for a tag up from third, but Ohtani got enough speed. Sliding in safe. Nice job. I see you, Shohei. 62-59 Celtics. Coffee. 1, 2, 2. Yankees 5, Dodgers 4, entertaining. 62-59, Celtics and Mavericks, entertaining. NXT Battleground, entertaining. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, man. Besides if there was an NFL or college football game on right now. Oh, baby. Coffee and Femi are a little bit more athletic than they look. I mean, they look kind of like just big middleweights and heavyweights. But the athleticism is there. Oh, he caught him. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Oh. Damn, Wesley's head was like so close from hitting the ground there, and he caught him like, wow. What strength there by Femi not to slip and like miss him. Wow. Oba is badass. He should be on the main roster for like Raw or SmackDown. Who would you Odin? Who would you have Femi feud with if he gets called up on the Raw or SmackDown? Oh. Oh, what a move by Wesley. 1, 2, 2. And then Wesley was a part of that tag team that looked like DX that wore the green and the black, but then the partner had the domestic abuse and then got cut by WWE, correct? That was like a cool look by that tag team that they had. That could have been something. But if you want a quick way to get fired, domestic abuse will do it for sure. No tolerance for that shit. Gunther, Sheamus, or Drew? Fatal four-way with all of them? Now that would be entertaining. Oh. What's Oba what is Oba Femi's height and weight? Can someone look that up for me? What is the height and weight? Who is that? Oh, I say that's Gallus there coming through. Okay, there we go. That's how you punch and kick. There we go. Don't give me the phantom punches and kicks. Oh. What was the name of that tag team that they had that looked like DX with the green and the black? What were they called? It was like a 3-letter thing, wasn't it? Six 310. Jesus. I was gonna say he looks just like not knowing. That's why I asked you guys. He looks 6'6" to 6'8", and I was gonna guess 300. So, wow. I mean, maybe he could pass for like 290, 295, but he looks 300, 320, and he looks 6'6" to 6'8" with that frame. No, it wasn't DIY. No, it wasn't DIY. It was like 3 letters. Like, someone will look that up and let me know. MSK or something like that. Is that what it is? I think that's right. Something like that. MSK? And they wore the green and the black like DX? All I know is they were dope when they were there. And I don't know, just something about that lime green and black, it pops, man. Ooh. Oh. 1, 2, 2. And then Gallus interferes. Oh! Nice athleticism from Wesley there. Wow. Oh my God, he caught him on the knees. Oba Femi's athleticism and power to catch someone on their knees like that. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That was incredible. I don't even. I'm speechless right now. Wow. He's like a mix of like 3 or 4 different wrestlers, like a little Ahmed Johnson, but more athletic than Ahmed Johnson. Wow, that was incredible. Wesley, Jesus. Wow, big home run by Aaron Judge on Ramirez. That was huge. Yankees are about to get their first win in the series. Number 24 for Aaron Judge. Wow. God, Aaron Judge is special. Oh, I hope Aaron Judge gets like 60 home runs this year. He's on pace for 50, 55 for sure. Maybe even 60. 6-4 Yankees. Huge. Bottom of the 8th to give him a little bit more of a cushion. 65, 61, Celtics up on the Mavs, and Oba Femi doing fucking Oba Femi things. My God. I mean, all the matches have been solid. You know, all of them have been, I mean, besides that underground match, that might have been like a 7.5. If they punched a little bit more stiffer, then that one would have been an 8. But this one right here was pretty solid. You know, a good solid 8, 8.5. Entertaining. But he's doing things that Ahmed Johnson couldn't do. You know, like some of the moves and catching guys on the shoulders. I don't think Ahmed Johnson could have done some of those things. So it's like Ahmed Johnson paired up with a few other guys, you know, mixed into one body, but he's got way more athleticism. And Ahmed Johnson was more like power slam, punch, leg drop. He was kind of more of a traditional like Hulk Hogan kind of wrestler. Obafemi is like a little bit of Sheamus, a little bit of Drew McIntyre, you know, like all those guys that we would like to have him go against, you know, and then he just has a kind of a look of an Ahmed Johnson, but more athleticism, you know, like a Sheamus or a Drew McIntyre mixed in to that body frame. Wow.
Just changed the combo game. New high cut box. Starting $6.99, it's the ultimate solo.
I don't think I would say Ahmed Johnson was doo-doo. You know, I don't think he was doo-doo. I mean, like I said, not everyone is going to get pushed by the company to have a belt, you know, and a lot of guys, you know, back in the day got belts, you know, that maybe really didn't deserve it. You know, it's just a kind of a political thing, you know, a popularity thing, right? Because if they decided to put the belt, you know, on Ahmed Johnson, you know, for a year or two, and then he had like a title reign, people would be like, oh, Ahmed Johnson, he was so good, you know, just because of the belt, you know, other than the actual skill set of a wrestler. You know, I think that's a problem in wrestling, that a lot of it, people decide on who's great, on who has a belt. But that doesn't mean that they're a great wrestler or a great talker. You know, it's just, if you get a belt, it just means that the company liked you and they used you as a push, you know, and you know what I'm saying? It's like there's guys that, you know, never got a belt that obviously had the athleticism and had the mic skills, but just never got the push at that particular time. So no doo-doo. I don't think he was doo-doo, but I wouldn't say Ahmed Johnson was great. You know what I mean? But again, like every wrestler back in the 80s and 90s had their own style and their own gimmick. You know, it's like Tatanka. You never saw Tatanka with a lot of belts or a lot of recognition, but that doesn't mean that he was terrible. You know, they only had so many belts. And when you got guys like Hulk Hogan, you know, and certain wrestlers, you know, Ultimate Warrior, you know, again, they're doing it based off popularity and gimmick. And again, you look at Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan back when I was a kid, those were two of the most popular wrestlers in that time period, but they were garbage wrestlers, right? They weren't good. Like, I love Hulk Hogan. I love Ultimate Warrior. Shit, I got action figures right on my desk here back when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old from back in the day. But if you actually look at their skill set as wrestlers, you know, they were better, you know, like maybe Hogan on the microphone than in the ring. Unless you guys like punch kick, body slam, leg drop, 1, 2, 3, ring the bell, you know, or a lot of this, right? Lauren in the building. What's good, brother? Yeah, we can throw some Aaron Judge up. I kind of had a feeling that he was going to homer late. He's definitely been locked and loaded, especially when you can go for 2 home runs with Teoscar Hernandez. That makes it exciting. And besides Shohei Ohtani, you could say this is the most exciting. I mean, game in and game out. And it looks like Aaron is getting back to his home run ways, like when he broke the record of Roger Maris a couple years ago in 2022 when he had 62. You know, he's already at 24, still got about 100 games to go. So there is a possibility that he could get to 60. And you could argue, I mean, you know, when Ohtani homers, it's super exciting, but I feel like when Aaron Judge homers, it kind of reminds me of like the steroid era when we had like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds and it was like must-see TV. Like every time you watch Aaron Judge hit a homer live or you see a replay, it kind of makes you be like, wow. Like, you know, it almost feels like, you know, he's one of those guys in the steroid era hitting those long bombs, but he just never did steroids. Thank God we got guys now that are clean like Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge that, you know, do things like they did in the steroid era, but they're not on steroids. It's awesome. I see you, Aaron. I might be a Mariner fan, but I'm a big Aaron Judge guy. I mean, I would invest in Aaron Judge memorabilia, but also, you know, it does help that getting an Aaron Judge ball at a game, it took my fandom of him to another level. And my most expensive card that I own right now is an Aaron Judge rookie auto, you know, after I sold my Jordan rookie for obviously this channel. So, and I'm definitely not going to part with it. And he's got a nice autograph too, Aaron Judge. Very clean. Not as good as maybe Griffey, but it's a nice autograph. Oh, Tyler was awesome. I mean, I know Ty France has got the fractured heel, but for whatever reason, if he's out for the year, we're fine. Tyler Locklear was awesome. You know, got a hit, an RBI. He's more athletic than Ty France. It seems like he's got that nice hit rate. And I think that, you know, it's nice to be able to see these new guys coming up. And it's not even Montez or Harry Ford or Cole Emerson or Colt. Like, you know, we have such a deep farm system. It's wild that when we bring up these new guys, or even guys that we just recently brought up, like Ryan Bliss, he's starting to kind of be a favorite now, and he's starting to hit. So it kind of sucks for guys like Dominic Canzone and some of these others that have been there, and they're just a little bit inconsistent. They better step it up, because guys like Dominic Canzone, you might get traded or you might go down to AAA or be a bench guy if you don't start getting a little bit more consistent. But that game today was fantastic. The scary part of it was we lost the first two games. We should have won game one. We blew it. Game two, we got our ass kicked, and I knew we weren't going to win that one. And then today we played in the morning, and normally we suck, but George Kirby had a decent performance with only 4 or 5 Ks, didn't have the 8 or 9 like he did against the A's, right? But he had massive control. He had good spots and good location. And again, we got some good hits and good runs, but then every time when we thought we were going to win, what happened? The Royals ended up hitting a home run in the bottom of the 9th and in the 10th to match it. So I got really worried, but we finally ended up pulling away and getting the dub. And we haven't been swept once this year. So that shows you the Royals are better than us, but we are still a top 10 team in baseball. And we are still in the same spot we were about 5-6 games up on the Rangers. And we're still number 1 in the American League West. And that's what matters. If we lose games and the Rangers lose also, it doesn't matter. But if we're losing and the Rangers are winning, then we're fucked. So everything is good, but I really enjoyed watching Tyler get that start at first, and I know you did too, Lauren. I was watching it with Reflect, my boy Justin, and my other Mariner homies, and yeah, it was fun to watch. Yeah, and I'll be doing all 4 games with the Mariners and White Sox Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6:30 Pacific against the White Sox, and we'll have a good chance to win 3 out of 4, and if we're really lucky and everything goes our way, maybe we sweep them. But again, hopefully we don't win just 2 out of 4 and we play like shit in some of the starts. But this is a good chance, to be able to sweep them like we did against the Reds as well as the Angels. So.
Here's the thing about child prodigies. Eventually, they almost always burn themselves out.
And the only one who has shown
Triple Stream. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate you very, very much. Again, I got a lot of bills due. My internet bill is due like tomorrow. And then, cell phone, Paisley's dog food. I mean, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of bills, but again, it's like, it really, really does help because I only get paid once a month on the YouTube side. And then obviously they take a huge percentage out of it. It's like someone donates $100, maybe I get 65 of it. It's just crazy. But if I get it on the Venmo or the Cash App, I get like 99 out of 100. So definitely makes a big, big difference. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Reefer with a 40. Thank you, bro.
She's a TNA wrestler, but could be wearing a piece of WWE gold, walking out of Battleground, going to TNA.
Reefer with a 40. Thank you so much, man. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Thank you so much. Let me know what you want to do for photos. I appreciate you very, very much, man. Yeah, because again, not everyone's bills come out at the same time. So it's like if I get paid on, let's say, the 21st of every month, I got a couple things that are going to be due before then. And so if I'm not getting anything on the Cash App or on the Venmo until that point, then it's like I have to borrow, or figure something out or pray that I get enough to pay the bills before the money comes for the YouTube side. But luckily, with a lot of discipline and not spending any money on myself and just taking care of Paisley, a lot of that money that I owed from before has been finally paid off, with like tax and other shit. So that makes me feel good. Still have other things that I need to take care of, and I'm not going to ever really be able to spend any money on myself. But just to be able to feel that I'm not in debt, on certain things, it definitely is a comforting feeling. Reefer, appreciate you, my guy. Odin and Reefer stepping up for your boy. And this one should be good here with Jordan Grace, obviously with TNA and Roxanne Perez. I love this. We got, 2 matches left? And again, like I said, less matches. Everything has been pretty entertaining. Now, if they would have had more closed fist, with that Shayna Baszler match, that one would have been an 8. And I think overall, the pay-per-view has a good chance to be an 8 or a 9 overall. Probably based on, we got to see what happens in these last 2 matches. But at the end of the day, it's probably going to be an 8 or an 8.5 pay-per-view, which is pretty fucking good for an NXT Battleground. It's probably not going to be a 9 or a 9.5 or a 10. But based on the card not being as well known to even WWE aficionados that watch, Raw and SmackDown. But again, it's always good to catch the pay-per-views. So if you're not watching NXT weekly, then you can kind of get caught up on like, okay, who's this? Who's that? And then you can see what's going on. And Jordan Grace, man, steroids, right? Working at, she got the look. All right, here we go. Yankees 6, Dodgers 4, top of the 9th. Last opportunity here with 2 outs, runner at first. We got my boy Kike Hernandez in the box. The first Major League Baseball that I've ever gotten at a game. A couple years before COVID, around 2018, 2019. Let's see if he can be a hero. And then we got Celtics pulling away from the Mavericks. Or no, we got the Mavericks. I was going to say 77-67, Boston up by 10. And now we got Roxanne Perez and Jordan Grace going at it. Ooh, Kike Hernandez coming up big. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now next up is Mookie Betts. Uh-oh. Getting interesting now. Yeah. Well, as long as I have other people, other than yourself, Megan, that can help out, then it's not a big deal. Plus, with everything that you support on the channel will help with everything else that, is due once I get my money, obviously once a month, on the YouTube side. So no worries. As long as we have other people that have access, to like Venmo and Cash App that can help, then that's really what, comes to play. So, but any type of donation that comes through to support my dreams so that way I can continue to do this full time and pay bills is greatly appreciated. I don't need to be rich. I just need to be able to survive. Ooh, nice block by Porzingis. Roxanne Perez, big slap. It's like you got like a lightweight cruiserweight going against a super heavyweight. Wow, what a move. There's not very many females that are built like Jordan Grace. Let's be honest. I don't think I've seen ever a female built like her. She's built like a China, but smaller. Like she's just shorter and it's more compact, but she has that frame and that build, like a bodybuilder. Mad athleticism out of Jordan Grace. But it's like, when you look at the 2 wrestlers, one looks like a cruiserweight, lightweight, that looks like that weighs maybe 100 pounds. 110. And then you got Jordan Grace, obviously very big legs, big arms, big shoulders, and built like a super heavyweight. Odin loves the eye poke. Yeah, more jacked than, but I'm saying if you were going to compare her to any female wrestler, I mean, that's like the closest, I think, comparison that you can have. She's shorter, more compact and built, frame-wise. But as far as like the intimidation look, I don't think there's anyone else besides a China where you look at them and you're like, wow, this woman could wrestle the men, right? Like you look at Jordan Grace, she looks like she could wrestle men and win, right? Just like China did. She could wrestle men and like be legitimate. Like it doesn't look like, oh, you're out of place. Because if you ended up putting Roxanne Perez, with men, she ain't gonna hang. She's just too small of a frame of a wrestler. It wouldn't be believable. But with China and Jordan Grace, it's like believable because she's got the massive arms, the massive shoulders, the massive legs, almost built like a rugby player or like a football player, if we're actually being honest. Yeah, it just started. Nothing too, a few moves here and there, but nothing too crazy, Reefer. Thank you for the dono, my guy. I appreciate you. And Yankees ended up getting the victory, 6-4. They don't get swept. Aaron Judge with that big homer late. Triple stream today. Dodgers, Yankees, Mavericks, and Celtics. And WWE NXT Battleground, Las Vegas. Come on, Kyrie, 11 points, you bum. You got to score more than that if you want to be able to tie up the series. Third quarter just ended. Oh, bank shot at the buzzer. Wow. Oregon Duck, Peyton Pritchard. Wow. Bank shot. 83-74, almost a half-court shot by Peyton Pritchard, looking like Dame Dollar or Steph Curry. Go Ducks. Wow. Got it off with 0.5. Nice job. Yankees win, and it looks like the Celtics are going to end up winning this. 1 quarter to go. Celtics up. Should go up 2-0 in the series, and we'll see if the Mavericks can win their games at home, and then we'll see what happens in game 5, 6, and 7, if it goes that far. Oh, look at Jordan Grace. Look at that athleticism and strength. I appreciate you very, very much because, again, dog food and, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, like little those fruit melody bowls at the grocery store. Because I don't give Paisley like garbage food. She gets like, it costs a lot to be able to take care of her. I try to treat her like top 1% dog. We do about an hour and a half, 2 hours of walking every day. She gets the lamb dog food, which is going to be better than the beef or the chicken, a little bit more healthy with the protein, with the, dog food that I get. So it's expensive. And obviously I try to get her fresh fruit. That's like the food that I give her as like a snack. I don't give her, cookies anymore or any of those like bones that aren't good for her. So I try to make sure that she's going to live the best life that she can. So thank you, man. I appreciate you. You the man. Appreciate you, my guy. Let me know what you want to do for photos. If there's anything that you want to see specifically wrestler-wise, sports-wise. Oh, my God. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. On the second rope. Wow. She is living like a queen, you know what I mean? And like I said, I have to get a little help with my family because I can't afford necessarily to be spending, $10 or $15 or $20 on fruit every day, again, but also too, I eat some of it as well. So when you end up getting those like fruit medley bowls that have strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, it ends up costing about like $9. And then I get like a watermelon one or like a cantaloupe and melon watermelon one. Usually that one's a little bit cheaper with the melons. And the cantaloupe, that usually runs about $5 or $6. But still, if I end up buying a couple containers, that's like $15-20 right there. $15 for just 2 bowls of fruit. And me and Paisley might crush that in like a day or two, maybe 3 days at the most. So But, if we're going to be exercising and working out, like a madman, I want to make sure that she gets, treated good. So, but she's my everything. So I want to make sure that she lives her best life. Top 1%. Nice counter. Oh, big clothesline. Like when you see these two in the ring, it's almost not like believable that Roxanne Perez can hang. It's like you got one that it looks like they're on steroids and then another that looks like they would be a fan. Let's be honest. Like Roxanne Perez is a fan favorite, but I mean, she is very like light, we're talking like lightweight, cruiserweight. She looks like she weighs 90 pounds. And Jordan Grace looks like she weighs like 250, but like muscles. Yeah, that's very, very true. Pets are not cheap, but again, I want to make sure that I'm giving her the best life as, that she can have. I mean, for every one day that we live is like a week for a dog or a cat. So it's like, and I really live my life that way. I like when we end up going into like this little forest area where it's near my elementary school that I went to when I was a kid, we go through all the little paths. And I try to make sure I let her, sniff around and I let her kind of guide me wherever she wants to go. I try not to, jerk on the leash and be like, hurry up. I like to make sure that she has, a lot of fun on each of the walks that we have. Ooh, nice counter by Roxanne Perez. Nice reversal. Nice DDT counter. Oh, Hurricane Rana. 1, 2. Exactly. Which is probably if belt for belt is on the line, you're not going to end up having someone from another federation beating supposedly your number one, in NXT or WWE. Exactly. But if we're just looking at physical appearance, like, does anyone actually think that if these two were to fight that Roxanne Perez would have any chance? No, 0. Trying to get her on a modified triangle. And it's not trying to discredit Roxanne Perez. It's just, if we're just looking at body frame alone, not her heart, her mic skills, or her in-ring ability, but just her body frame compared to Jordan Grace's body frame. I mean, it'd be like in UFC, having a super heavyweight going against a lightweight or like a boxing, It's like, could you ever, get lucky and hit them in the sweet spot and knock them out? Yeah, but if we're being real, 2.
So close to crossing the line. The TNA with the NXT Women's title.
So many people there. Should Jordan is shocked right there. Didn't finish Roxanne Perez.
You've been in historical positions. You've been in things that have gone down in history. You understand more so than anyone else the pressure that these two are feeling. Now, it's a star match. There's no more butterflies. They are in the deep, deep water of this match.
Al Horford, deep 3, no good. 88-78, Celtics up by 10 with 9 minutes to go. And unless we have an incredible rally by Dallas and they can slow the game down with free throws, they're not going to win this game. And also a hard problem to be able to have with, what a counter DDT is. Like when you have someone that has a body frame of 90 to 100 pounds going against a wrestler that looks like they weigh 200 to 250, like to be able to make the moves believable that Roxanne Perez is actually doing damage to someone that's built like Jordan Grace, that's tough. You know what I mean? Because if you end up not executing the move properly, then it ends up not really being that good of a match. Reflect in the building. What's good? Let's go, baby. Go Mariners. We have not been swept once in 2024. Tyler looked great. We got a 4-game set with the White Sox Monday through Thursday at 6:30 Pacific. which I will be live streaming for all of those. Let's go Mariners. But it got close. We almost blew it twice with home runs by the Royals in back-to-back innings to get them caught up with MJ Melendez and company. But thank God we were able to get that victory. I would have been in a kind of a salty mood if we would have lost today. But Tyler did great. Got a nice hit, RBI. His his hit rate, looked great. And if Ty France, ends up being injured for the year and doesn't come back, I don't think it's going to hurt us as much as people think. Locklear looked great. He's younger, he's faster, better defender, Appreciate you, Reflect. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang, $10 holla. Thank you so much. We're at 60, 40 to go. But it's been fun. Like I said, the Mariners won against the Royals, so we prevented the sweep. Would have been nice to win game number 1, 2 out of 3, but, so it be it, right? And then I got to watch NASCAR Cup Series Sonoma. Kyle Larson got the win. And then we got this NXT Battleground that actually has been pretty fucking entertaining. Anytime you do an NXT takeover or Battleground, it usually lives up to the billing. 90-81 Celtics up on the Mavericks by 9 with 8 minutes to go. Oh, Grace has got some great athleticism. She's not all just like muscle. She actually can wrestle. Roxanne Perez. Oh! And of course you're going to have her win like that. The only problem with Roxanne Perez, though, is like if she ends up getting called up to like Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, being such a small framed wrestler, I don't know if she's going to get over with the fans. When you got, like the Charlotte Flairs, the Bianca Belairs, and, you got Tiffany Stratton with Tiffy Time. You got so many of these wrestlers that are more physically gifted. Jade Cargill. Like, I don't know if anyone is going to believe that Roxanne Perez can be like the number 1 female in Raw or SmackDown. I don't think it's going to happen. Her frame is just too small. Now, if she ended up being like a tag team, and they had her in a tag team, then maybe she could win that, but as far as a singles wrestler, I don't know how believable it's going to be against all of the bigger, more athletic females on the high-end roster on Raw or SmackDown. Any type of photos that you want to be able to see, Reflect, and Reefer, let me know. Yankees beat the Dodgers. Mavericks down by a few to the Celtics at home in game number 2. And we got, one match left? But again, like Reefer pointed out, when you have a match like that, that's where each of them have a belt and someone's from another organization, whether they say, oh, belt for belt, or if it ends up, being this person from this company, you already know that WWE is going to protect, their wrestlers. They're never going to have a champion drop a belt to someone else, even though that, you could, but they will never will. It's like an ego and a pride thing, Paisley Pup is in here with Dad. Love you. She says, Dad, I'm ready for another walk. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Hopefully we're at least 10 likes by now. I know most of the people that are watching this are watching on Twitter/X. We got 50 people watching, but the only problem is you got less than 10 on the YouTube side. But I do appreciate the people that have come through on the YouTube side. I just was hoping that we get a few more. But if you haven't smashed the like button yet, and this is like the most one-sided I think it's been. We're at 10, but I don't know if we'll be able to get to 15. We're at 11 now. We need 4 more to at least get to 15. 43 on the NXT side through Twitter/X, 7 on the Tube side. We need some of the people watching on the Twitter/X side to do me a solid. Go over to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, and then if you want to stay, cool. If not, go back. If we could get just like a fraction of the people that are watching on that side out of the 50 people total, if we could get like a quarter of those people that are watching on the Twitter/X just to do me a solid and hit the like button on the YouTube channel, for this particular stream, then we could get to the goal. But we'll see if that ends up happening or not. If they will do me that solid or not.
Introducing an SUV where every part is crafted to move. Every part of you. The Mazda CX-70 inline-6 turbo.
That would be a good question. If Odin would know. All right, I need to get a little bit of a drink here. We have what, one match left? Luka with 29, Kyrie with 14, Holiday as the X factor with 23 points, just like Porzingis had, and that's going to be the difference between the Celtics and the Mavericks. Is the role players and the players that aren't the superstars or stars. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Luka, Kyrie, they cancel each other out. Who has other role players that are going to step up? And Boston clearly has the better role players. But again, the Mavericks will get the home calls when we go to Dallas in Game 3 and Game 4. But here in Boston, obviously, the players are stepping up at home, which they should. You should win your games at home. All right, let me go get my drink here real quick. And then Reefer and Reflect, if you have any photos that you want, let me know. Yeah, so Dana Brooks and TNA still. Okay, that's what I thought.
Light 'em up.
It's a beautiful day to fly. Individual event tickets for Friday Night SmackDown and Clash at the Castle at OBO Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. Coming
Glasgow, Scotland, Clash of the Castle. Ash by Elegance. Do you watch TNA or Impact or NJPW, Odin, on a regular or no? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Like I mentioned on every stream, mental health is so important. There's a lot of people that are struggling more than you know. And sometimes even just doing something like checking up on the friends that are worth it. Like if someone checks up on you, then you can check up on them. But it's not your responsibility to check up on people that don't check up on you, right? Unless you are an empath, and you have that kind of ability, right? But when you do check up on someone, whether it be on like Facebook or Messenger, if it's a person that's worth it, sometimes just checking up on someone and saying, hey, how are you? It could go a long, long ways, especially if they're in a tough spot. Exercising, eating better, those are things that can definitely help with you personally, but also reaching out to people, friends, and family that maybe that you haven't talked to in a while can really improve that mental health. What am I watching here with Sexy Red with the twerking hair? Unbelievable. WWE has reached a brand new low. They are bringing in people in the entertainment industry that have nothing to do with wrestling. Like, I don't need to see no booty shaking and like twerking. Like, why is Sexy Red, the rapper, there? Besides the cross promotion and whatnot. She's not a good rapper. No one cares. She does features with Drake. Who cares? Like, what is the point of having Sexy Red there? She's like an industry implant. Like, she's not good rapper. No one cares. Like, why are you at NXT? Terrible. I mean, I would rather see a social media person that annoys me, like I Show Speed or KSI or fucking Logan Paul. If you want to bring one of those fucking D-bags on there, fine. But why are we bringing rappers and people in there that have nothing to do with NXT? Stupid. You're trying to reach out to a crowd, right, that it probably doesn't even watch wrestling to begin with anyways. Like, how many people that are like urban hip-hop fans are going to go out of their way to watch Sexy Red on NXT shake her butt? Like, really? Stupid.
These two finally go one-on-one Tuesday on NXT.
Alley-oop. 97-89. Dallas cuts into the lead, down by 8 with 4:40 to go. Oh, Alexis King and Dante Chen.
Another level earlier tonight, but this time talk is over. Beach is going to get her hands on Jada Parker this Tuesday on NXT. What a matchup that's going to be. But take a look at who is in the house. Maul Hill is here. Someone who was given advice earlier.
Jamaha Hill. Exactly. Kind of a dumb name. Like, just have a standard first and last name, similar to Dana Brooke. I'm looking forward to this right here. This is the last matchup right here. Whoop that Trick. Trick Williams versus All Ego Ethan Page, who actually is an underrated wrestler that was in AEW. Never really got the push that he needed just because you had way too many wrestlers in AEW and you had all these different factions. I'm not saying he's like elite, but he's a little bit better than people think, as far as athleticism wise. But I don't think that we're going to see All Ego Ethan Page win his first match in NXT against Trick Williams. That would be shocking. Whoop that Trick. All right, so we got one match left. So far, with everything that we've seen, I would say this pay-per-view is not a 10, not a 9, but I would say a solid 8. And then if this match ends up being fire, then it'll end with an 8.5 rating for me. If it ends up being just like, okay or good, then it'll be an 8. But overall, if you have a pay-per-view that's an 8, 8.5, or 9, 8 or better is what you want to go for. And since, Triple H and Shawn Michaels and, the Vince McMahon era has ended, every pay-per-view that they have had has been an 8 or better. So that's good. WWE and NXT are definitely in good hands now. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's get to at least 15 likes. And we're at 60, 40 to go to hit the goal. We need 5 more people to get to 15. But I guess the people on Twitter/X just don't give a fuck, huh? They're like, fuck this guy. Fuck this stream. We'll just spy on him. But we won't support. No chatting, no liking, no supporting, just spying. Come on, Twitter/X. Help your boy out.
Please give this man Ethan Page whatever it is that he wants. So Trick Williams and every other person in this building can get exactly what we want.
Ash by Elegance is a different side of me. Trying to, with my life every single day, is being super elegant.
She's giving me my first match of this company this Sunday at Battleground for this NXT title.
Like, she should have just did Ash and then something else for the last name, right? And then Elegance is like the, like the gimmick, instead of Ash by Elegance, Shaq and Paul Pierce courtside. Oh, look, it's Billy B, Bill Belichick. He's like, thank God I'm retired. He's like, Mac Jones stinks. Gino Auriemma, UConn.
It's going home with Ethan Page. So Trick, I hope you're all in. Because Ethan Page is all ego.
Oh, yeah. And her physical transformation was crazy to see like what she looked like back in the day. And then her like, working out and changing her diet and losing that weight. She trimmed up and looked a hell of a lot more fit and healthy. Like, she was almost unrecognizable from the old Dana Brooke to the new Dana Brooke. Facts. She kind of got a raw deal in WWE. I agree with that too. No, you'll never put the stream down. But if you feel like you need to go, no worries. I'll be live 6:30 p.m. Pacific, Monday through Thursday. Mariners versus White Sox. And All Ego Ethan Page making his way down to the ring. The former AEW stud. Wasn't ever a superstar in AEW, but, one of the guys. One of the guys that was in the weekly show that you knew who he was. And I think probably the best thing for Ethan Page is his mic skills. His mic skills are pretty good. as far as like a heel. He makes a good heel. He can talk shit, but he can always improve his in-ring ability. But his in-ring ability is underrated. I don't think he's the greatest, but he's not terrible in the ring either. And if you haven't watched Ethan Page in AEW or NXT, you'll find out here against Trick Williams in a second. Hope you feel better, Megan. Whoop that trick. Let's go. Chances that Ethan Page wins the NXT title in his first match. The only way I could see him winning it is that if they already have planned for Trick Williams to get moved up in the roster to Raw or SmackDown like later this week, or upcoming on Raw or SmackDown. So if they had something like that planned, then yes, then he would drop the belt. Ethan Page would have the belt and Trick Williams would go up. But I don't think that you would lose the belt if he was staying in NXT. I don't think you would have a guy that is as popular as Trick Williams, and if he loses the belt and then he just, ends up staying in NXT. If he's moving up to Raw or SmackDown, then it would make sense. But if he's going to be staying there, I don't think I would see him dropping it unless they were going to have a feud back and forth for like 2 to 3 months where each guy has the belt back and forth, and they have this big feud between the two of them. That would be another scenario. But I would say the chance of Ethan Page winning this in his first match would be probably 10%. It could happen, but again, I haven't heard any rumors for Trick Williams getting moved up in the roster. Maybe Odin and maybe Sarah have heard, some rumors or anything, but I haven't heard any rumors. Take it easy, Reflect. Appreciate you, my brother. As I get that walk in, I'm excited to get my next walk in, my third walk today. Nice. Oh, Megan, before you go, did you get a chance to watch The Acolyte yet? Did you watch episode 1 and 2? Episode 3 is dropping on Tuesday. Did you get a chance to watch that yet? Boston pulling away against the Mavericks, going up 2-0 like I predicted. I think the opposite. I don't think it sucks that Ethan Page loses his debut match. How many guys have a debut from one company to the next and instantly get a championship match in the main event right away? None, right? So this gives you an opportunity to get Ethan Page on the limelight, like get the eyeballs on him. So even if he loses, but like barely loses, or there's like cheating in a run-in, or whatever the scenario is, cheating or no cheating, run-in or no run-in, or he gets his ass kicked. But I assume that it'll be a pretty even, matchup, right? So even if he loses, people now know who he is. So I think that it wouldn't really be that bad to lose his debut match. Now, if it was a regular match, maybe, right? But if you're in a championship match and it's your debut in a brand new company, like how does that happen? That never happens. And if it does, you're like someone like Hollywood Hogan or like a huge name, where it would make sense, or like Scott Hall or Kevin Nash, rest in peace, where you go from one company to the next and then you're in the championship already based off your reputation. But what has Ethan Page done up to this point to earn a championship match? Probably not really enough, besides just being a big signing from the other rival company. That's my take on it. So I think it's actually kind of a positive, because most wrestlers, when they go into a new company, they got to play some jobbers, they go through some like mid-card guys. And then after a while, maybe they'll have a chance, at a match at a pay-per-view, but it might not even be for a belt, but this one, it's like heavyweight champ right out of the gates. But again, if you're looking for storytelling and, and I'm not sure if it's short-term storytelling or long-term, and I'm not sure if they have visions for Ethan Page winning the belt at some point while he's there. But again, putting him in this position is a rare thing, win or lose. But again, I would assume 5 to 10% chance. And the only way that he would win is if Trick Williams is getting moved up to Raw or SmackDown shortly. Boston up 103-95, and then not enough good performances from the role players on the Mavericks. It can't be Luka and Kyrie giving you 70 points combined and thinking that you're going to get to win with that. It's not going to work. Tatum and Brown are going to be able to match you. And then look at all the other role players, Peyton Pritchard, Porzingis, Horford. You know, they got way too many Drew Holiday. Like, Celtics have the better overall roster top to bottom. You know, and again, if the role players play decent, you know, we'll see where it goes. It could be Celtics in 5 or Celtics in 6, but I wouldn't be shocked either if the Mavericks get all the calls at home and they end up tying up the series 2-2. I know how this goes. You know, I've been watching basketball since 85. So, and again, all of the people on the sports talk shows, Stephen A. and all the fucking morons, now with the Celtics up 2-0, they're going to be like, oh, Celtics are going to sweep them. Celtics in 4. You know, all that dumb bullshit. You know, that's what shows you the inexperience of these guys, and they're just trying to go for clicks. You know, the bullshit stuff. Once the Mavericks go home, they're going to win both at home or at least one at home. The Celtics are not sweeping the series. But again, that's the narrative that they're going to pull tomorrow if you end up watching sports talk on any of the programs. Stephen A. and all the other fucking morons. Oh, they're going to sweep them because they won the first 2 games at home. That's why I can't watch it. Terrible. Too much cowboy candy for your ass, huh? He said, I ate the whole package. You're gonna have to get some dispensary goodies to even yourself out. Make you sleepy, feel a little bit better with the stomach. You're gonna have a bathroom blowout, brother. Bathroom blowout, brother. Brother. And we're not talking Taco Bell. Cowboy candy, bathroom blowout. Trick Williams, Ethan Page for the NXT title. Yeah, I mean, like I said, sports talk is dead. You know, it really is. Like, you know, in ESPN, when they used to actually show highlights, that's when it was good. You know, Stuart Scott and all of the greats that have passed away, you know, as of late. I mean, it's just so sad on how terrible, you know, CBS, Fox Sports, ESPN. It's like, it's very difficult, you know, like you can actually find better takes and better programming on like YouTube than you can on the main, you know, programs. That's sad that it's come to that, you know, that you can't even watch, you know. I guess if some people still like to spend their time watching those guys, but you couldn't pay me to watch it. Like if there was like people out there that would pay me $100 a day to watch those shows and talk about them, I still wouldn't do it. They're terrible. It's a waste of time because it's all about a bunch of fake takes. It's a bunch of things that people are talking about that they don't believe, you know, going over top 5 and top 10 lists that are inaccurate on purpose. Like, let's go over a top 5 list and we're not going to have like Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson in the top 5. Or we're going to have a top 10 list and Caleb Williams is going to be number 10 on the list. Motherfucker hasn't even played it down yet. You know, he hasn't even played it down in the NFL. And you got guys putting him at like number 10. It's just all for clicks. It's so stupid. Or not having Lamar in the top 10 or top 5. Like, give me a break, you know? And they always do that, you know? Oh, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. And then they have like that one guy that everyone knows that's a top 5 or top 10 guy, and they don't put him in the list. It's just stupid. It's ridiculous, man. And then also there's a bunch of like racist takes, and they try to act like it's not racist, you know, or sexist, you know, like when we talk about like Caitlin Clark, you know, and how she's being treated, you know. People need to start being fucking real for once and act like, hey, sexism and racism is fucking real, okay? And to act and try to pussyfoot around the subject to try to act like that's not what it is. Yes, that's what it is, you know? Like, let's be honest. If Caitlin Clark was a sister, you think that she would be getting treated this way? Hell no, you know? They're jealous of her because she's Caucasian and she broke all the fucking records, you know? It's just the reality, you know? And Sabrina didn't get that because we had COVID. You know what I mean? But she wasn't breaking all of the history records. She's white and she's Caucasian, but she didn't break all the records, you know? Shit like that. Like, let's be real for once and talk about that shit. That's why, you know, people like me, you put me on a big program and a big platform, I think people would relate to what I'm saying more than all these fakes that are out there, you know? But the whole Caitlin Clark shit is fucking a bunch of sexism and a bunch of racism. And they try to act, oh, no, you know, it's because that she's talking shit and then they're just retaliating. Bullshit. You know, everyone talks shit. But again, you can tell when someone is being targeted, you know, and they try to act like sexism and racism is not what's going on. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. Like, be real for once. And I think that, you know, all of the people that are watching and you know, these programs, you know, they just need someone to be open and just say it. But a lot of people are afraid to say it because they don't want to step on any toes, you know. But if sexism and racism is going on and it's never going to fucking end, right? You know, why not be real about it? You know, I got friends that are black, white, Asian, Mexican, and everything in between, you know, but again, it's not like I'm saying anything controversial, all right? I'm saying what it is. It is what it is. But that's why the media is terrible, because they always have these weird spin on things. And you can always tell the sexist and racist commentators on shows. You can tell, you know, like the brothers, only giving the brothers credit and hating on the white people, like on the white athletes. Or you might get the Caucasian analysts that are hating on the brothers and sisters. And they try to act like, oh, I'm not. Yes, you are. You know, you can definitely tell the people that have the favoritism for their own race. You know, it's like, if someone is great, it shouldn't matter if they're Asian, black, Mexican, or white. If you're great, you're great. Why are you hating? Facts. But that's another show for another day. Haters, haters, haters. Bunch of racist bullshit. But the sad thing is, it's never going to end, you know? Or like, you know, Angel Reese, you know, saying, oh, you know, it's not just her. You know, people are watching me. Who? You know, yeah, you think people are going out of their way, you know, and like in the same way they're going out of their way for Caitlin Clark, for Angel Reese? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, you're a name, you know, but you're shooting like 30% from the field and you're not putting up the same kind of numbers, you know. Like, again, you should be embracing, you know, the top tier talent, regardless if they're white or black, but it's a lot of jealousy, you know, because obviously it's not them, regardless if they're white or black. Like, be real with it. Don't be a hater. Be honest and real. But again, people can't because they're jealous. Jealousy is a motherfucker. And Angel Reese has got some game, but to act like, you know, you're on the same kind of, you know, level of selling tickets in a draw as a Caitlin Clark is ridiculous. 2. Now, just like how they divide the country, you know, with politics and everything else, but we don't talk about that here. Yeah, they always want, you know, Democrat, Republican, black, white, Mexican, Asian. They always want to separate the groups. But the sad thing is that you get a lot of dumb people that are uneducated, right? That don't make their own opinion. They just look at others. And if they see other people being racist that look like them, then they're like, I'm going to be this way, or I'm going to be this way, you know, instead of being like original and being a leader and making up your own decisions. They're followers. They're trolls. They're goats. Yeah, they just follow other people around. They're sheep, you know. Sad. It happens in everything. And it's just sickening when it happens in sports and they try to like cover shit up and act like they're not being fucking, racist or have favoritism. Oh, nice move by Ethan Page. All ego. Fucking sheepies. Yeah. But you can always like, it's like, you know, like Kendrick Perkins and you see some of these people, you can definitely tell the people that are going to be for their race and against, you know, the other. Regardless if it's, you know, Mexican, Asian, or anything but the brothers or sisters, you can always tell those people based on how they talk and what they do based off the takes, you know. And then when they get questioned about it, what do? They backpedal like a motherfucker because they don't want to come off as racist on TV or in their podcast. Stupid. Fuck out of here with that. Be real and honest for once. People will respect you a lot more if you're actually honest about who you are, you know, even if it's controversial. You know, don't act like you're something that you're not. Facts. But the Caitlin Clark shit is disgusting. You know, how they're like purposely not trying to like talk shit or match the aggressiveness. No, they're trying to hurt her, you know, like physically injure her. That's when you know it's gone too far and it's a race thing. You know what I mean? It's a jealousy thing. You know, it's one thing to be physical and you're playing and both people are talking shit, but there's a difference when you're trying to hurt someone, like for real. Trick Williams retains. Reefer knows. I know jealousy and racism when I see it too, and sexism. I know as soon as I see it too. Like, you know, I can read people really, really well, body language and the way they speak, you know, and you can always tell how they speak on TV or how they speak to their boys off camera, you know, how they try to pretend, you know, like they're a certain way and you know that they're only doing it for TV, fakes. Hate that shit. Nice move by Ethan Page right there into the table. But again, the only way that Ethan Page was going to win this is if Trick Williams got the call up to Raw or SmackDown. That's the only way I could see them dropping the belt. Not disrespecting Ethan Page. He's not good enough to win, but first match, you know, in a pay-per-view. Exactly. And the thing is, you know, and let's just being real, right? If Caitlin Clark was a sister and she broke all the records, right? Even if she was the biggest shit talker, do you think that all of the other sisters would be targeting her, trying to injure her? Hell no, they'd be praising her. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think like in basketball, you know, let's be honest. Arguably two of some of the best basketball players, right, are like, you know, they're like Caucasian or like European. Right? You know, like obviously you got Luka and you got the Joker. They're, you know, European, but they're not black, right? They're European, right? And I think that some of like, you know, the fans, they don't, you know, they're not cool with that. You know, it's like you had your Jordan and you had your Magic, you know, and you have Giannis, but Giannis isn't like brother, he's Greek, you know what I mean? But I feel like certain fans, when they start seeing people that don't look like them and you start seeing other races take over a sport that was dominated by another race, people are not cool with that. Like some people are cool with it and they want to see diversity in the league. You know, black, white, Asian, Mexican, who cares? If you're great, you're great. But when you have a sport, when you start to see like one particular race that dominates it, and then all of a sudden you start seeing Luka and Joker as maybe the two best with like Giannis and a few others, some people cannot fucking handle it. And on the WNBA side, they cannot fucking handle it, you know? And it clearly shows, you know? You know what I'm talking about. Sad, man. First match was elite. 10 out of 10, maybe 11. Final score, Celtics 105, Mavericks 98. You know, but the thing is, what really is upsetting and kind of sad is that conversations like this, you know, usually can't be talked about because it's like taboo. You know, when you talk about like sexism and racism, because people just want to act like the shit is not existing. You know, but what's the sickening part is people not acknowledging it. You know, and acting like, oh, I can't talk about that because that's too controversial. You know, bullshit. Well, good pay-per-view. I would think a solid 8 on that pay-per-view. Last match could have been a little bit better, you know, but the first match with the ladders and the chairs and all the weapons, that definitely killed it. But shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys every single day. Love you. Appreciate you. No, Detlef didn't really because, you know, back then, you know, there was a lot of like European players and again, with European players, Detlef was never considered like the best. You know, he was a solid, good player, like kind of like a Tony Kukoc, you know, for the Bulls. They were never considered the best in the league, kind of like the Joker and Luka now. You know, those are 2 of the top 5 players in the league. So you're not going to really get the same type of like racism, you know, towards those type of people. You know what I mean? But again, if you end up being like the top, you know, in the sport that normally is dominated by another race, some people are embraced by that. And some people are pissed off, you know, that it's not the same as it was before. But again, greatness shouldn't be judged by the color of your skin. It should be based off the skill set that you have. Facts. So, but I appreciate you guys very, very much. Odin, Megan, Sarah, All of y'all, I love you. I'll be live tomorrow. Reefer, shout out to you. Reflect, shout out to you. Odin, shout out to you. You guys are the best. I love you. And again, I'll be live 6:30 Pacific, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Chicago White Sox, Seattle Mariners live play-by-play and reactions. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Any last-minute photos that you want me to put up, Odin, Reefer, anything that you guys want before I go? I got to be able to take Paisley for a little walk and eat some dinner and whatnot. But I really enjoyed your guys' company. I'm always going to keep it 100 and real. And again, it's always a pleasure being able to hang out with you guys, regardless if it's NASCAR, if it's basketball, baseball, football, hockey. Much love. And thank you so much, for the people that donated. Things are tough sometimes. And again, it helps with dog food for Paisley. It helps for the internet to be able to keep continuing the dream and any other bills that come up. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. You guys are the greats and the goats. I love you and appreciate you. And if there's nothing else, I will end up seeing you guys tomorrow. So again, thank you to everyone watching on Twitter/X, as well as the people watching on YouTube. And I got one question for you. Who talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.